Hello, guys. Good morning, everyone. So, I'm Adrian and I'm from Nigeria. Today, we will be preparing uh, one pot jollof rice, and these are the ingredients I'm going to use for the rice. First, we need onion, onion, uh, green onion, fresh pepper, depending on your taste. If you like it's very spicy, then you can add more. And green peppers, carrots, ginger, and garlic. Maybe two cloves of garlic are okay. Then one medium size of ginger. And I'm gonna use the tomato, and this is called the classic tomato, the one with tomato and basil. So I always use this for spaghetti and jollof rice most times. So I think it's very tasty, very tasty. And for the spices, I have the, as I said, I like spicy food. So I'm gonna add more dried pepper and thyme, oregano, curry, salt, and black pepper. So these are the spices I'm gonna use. Of course, we need oil, so I'm using olive oil. So I just turned some part in this the small container. So this is olive oil, and the chairman of the jollof rice is um, rice. So we are using the Japanese rice. You know, the Japanese rice is very easy to cook, and also it could be very mushy if you don't um, pay attention to the quantity of water you use. So you need to be careful with the quantity of water you use. So I'm going to show you how I wash my rice and make it and cook it. So I like to add some vegetables in my food. So we're gonna use the spinach, okay? So we're gonna use the spinach. This is 2 bags of spinach. I like my food uh, very palatable. And also we have fish. This is mackerel fish, okay? All right, so let's get started. Okay, so first I put on my pot in the gas and turn on the light. In my pot, I'm gonna add the olive oil when the pot is dried. So I'm gonna add the olive oil inside the pot. So I think this is enough. So when the when the oil is heated, I'm gonna put in my onion. But before then, I'm gonna mince my garlic and ginger. I'm using the grater to mince it. Okay. So as we're waiting for the oil to get hot, I'm gonna mince the ginger and the garlic. This is just a very simple one pot rice. You don't need so much ingredient, just very simple, because the simpler the more tasty it is. So today I'm just using only fish, so no meat, just mackerel fish. Okay, I think this should be enough. And by now my oil is a bit heated, so All right, so first I like to use my thyme, and I like to use thyme on my oil, thyme and bay leaf. Sorry, I forgot to get the bay leaf. Let me find the bay leaf. uh, okay, so I'm gonna use the thyme, add the thyme first, and some curry, just to give it some nice aroma and scented aroma. Okay, and after that, I put in my onion. I like the seasoning sound, so nice. Okay, gonna fry it for some time. Gonna fry that, and also I add the fresh peppers, because it has some good aroma when you fry the pepper inside the oil, so it makes it smells good. All right, so I'm gonna on the evaporator. Okay, so let me show you how it's going. So this is how it is in the pot. The onion, thyme, curry, and peppers. Okay, so let it just simmer for like few seconds before I add in my tomato. Okay, right. Okay, so before then I'm gonna add the minced garlic and ginger inside the pot. The minced garlic and ginger. So stir it for a while. Let's say 5 seconds is okay. Okay, so it's at least 5 seconds now. Now I have to add my tomato, the one I showed you. Okay, I got this in Costco. So it's an American wholesale shop. I got this. It's very tasty in food. Okay, so I add this now. Okay. This will simmer for a while, so to bring out the tangy taste. So I need to let it simmer like at least 20 minutes, or maybe 7 to 10 minutes is okay, I guess. So let's keep it for a while for it to simmer. So while waiting for this, while waiting for this, I'm going to cut the vegetables. I'm going to cut the vegetable as we're waiting for the tomato to simmer. Now again, in Japan, the ingredients we use here in Japan is different. So you just make do of what you have to the fullest. So I'm using these vegetables because I actually like spinach is one of my favorite vegetables. So I always use it in most of my dishes. So it's really nice and has a lot of nutrients. The taste is very close to the taste I know I've eaten before, so I like to stick to that. Okay, so if you're not watching from, you tell me where you're watching from. If you're not in if you have not used jollof rice before, I don't know if you know Nigerian jollof rice. People say Nigerian jollof rice is the best. Some people say Ghana jollof rice is the best. But well, I think it depends on the person that cooked it. It doesn't have to be where the country rates the best. It doesn't have to be which country is the best. I think the person that cooks it, it depends on your method of cooking it, because everyone have their method of cooking. So I don't think there's a specific country that make it better. So it's up to an individual. Sometimes some people may have a different method, and that method may not be the best. And sometimes some people may use a different method, and that method is actually the best. Okay, so I think cooking is depends on experience. It doesn't have to do with the country where this food is coming from. Oh, sorry. Let's check on our rice. So you have to keep checking on it so it won't get burnt. But you need to keep the heat on the medium heat. Okay. So I think it's close. So let's just let it heat for a while, like 2 to 5 minutes more. Then we can add other things in it. Okay. Japan house is so small, so the space in my kitchen is really small, and I try to manage the space. When I cook, I have to be very calculative, and so at least only one person can stand in the kitchen, not more than one person. So I just want to quickly make this dish before I go to work, because my work starts at 4, so I need to finish up and get ready for work. So in this YouTube channel, we talk about life in Japan, how foreigners cope, travel in Japan. Sometimes we talk about a personal blog. So that's all I do in this channel, just the reality of life in Japan generally. Reality of life in Japan. So many foreigners are curious, how do you cope in Japan? You can't speak the language. The place is really far, and your kids go to school. How do you manage? So I think it determines. It's about your choice and determination. If you really like to, if you have a business or a good job in a place, that should be your home. You need to make it a home and enjoy it to the fullest. So you don't need to look at the negative aspect. You need to try and adjust because I live in China a few years ago. Like I think I live in China for 8 years. So it's the same thing people ask, but I think Japan is more open than China. So it's not like something that impossible to do. It's not like a place that is really impossible to live. Actually, Japan is a very safe. Okay, so I'm gonna add. I've added the. Sorry, I'm talking about something else. I've added the carrots. Now I'm going to add my spices. I showed you the ginger, the dried pepper, oregano, thyme, and curry. So I'm adding that now. After that, I'm gonna add some water. Okay, so I added the water. Sorry, there's something I didn't show you guys. Maggi. You need to add your Maggi, okay? So this is the beef consomme Maggi. No, it's no, okay? So I have the cube Maggi. I can add that too. So I'm gonna use this Maggi also. I'm gonna use this one. And so I'm gonna use this one, this Maggi, and also the paprika. Okay. I just got this yesterday, so I'm gonna open it and add some. So like 1 spoon is okay, 1 or 2 spoons. So that being done, I'm gonna use the other Maggi. So this can give you different flavor, I guess. So let's add it. So I'll just make add one first. Maybe later I can add the other ones. Okay, I think it's okay. So before I close the pot, I use the paprika, okay, just to give it some nice color, dark color, and the flavor also. Okay, so I've finished cutting my vegetables, okay, and before I close the pot, I'm gonna add the fish, okay, so the fish can boil with it because I'm gonna take it out first. After cooking for a while, I'll take it out, but I have to cook it now, okay. So I add the fish in the pot. Water. This meal is basically very simple, just the basic ingredients you need, nothing so special. So if you don't have this tomato, you can actually use any tomato of your choice. Anyone, normal fresh tomatoes or tin tomato, okay, canned tomato, that's okay. So but this is what I have, and this is what I always use, so I just thought I should show you. But you can use any of the other tomato, that's okay. Okay, all right. So I guess I'm gonna cover this pot to simmer for a while. So I'm gonna cover it. My kitchen is smelling so nice. Maybe the next door neighbor or the people next upstairs could perceive the smell, the aroma. Nice. Okay. Very good. Okay, so I'll cover the pot to simmer for some time. So while we wait for that, I'm going to clean up this place. I like keeping my kitchen clean. When I'm cooking, I like to make my kitchen keep it clean. Okay. So I need to wash the rice. So let me clean up this place before I wash the rice. Finish washing this. I'm going to use this pot to dry up the vegetable. Okay, so now I'm gonna wash the rice. So I normally use hot water. I always use hot water to wash the rice because I think it has lots of starch. It's very starchy, so I like using hot water to wash it. Sorry, the light is too bright. So okay, I think this is better, okay? Right? Okay, this should be better. So I wash my rice with hot water, okay? And first, I wash it with the cold water, normal water. Then after which I use the boiling water to wash it till the rice water becomes transparent. So for now it's still very white. You see? Very white. Okay? So you need to wash out all this. These are like starch. So wash it very well. And if you wash it very well, then when you make your jollof rice, it will not be too mushy. It will be better than, you know, when you just wash it normally and cook it. So you must wash this very well to help the jollof rice look nice and, I don't know how to say, not so mushy, okay? Right, so we're going to wash this for some time. Just keep washing till it becomes white, the water becomes transparent. Okay, so just keep washing. I don't know how many times, but I keep washing it till I feel it's okay if I use it. So I wash it for some time. Keep washing. Keep washing. Washing. So now the water is getting bright, so I'll show you now. So this is just normal Japanese rice. This is just a very normal Japanese rice. Okay. Okay, look, the water is getting bright. Can you see? Can you see that? Yeah, it's getting bright. Okay. So, but I will keep wash. I'll have to wash it like two, 3 times before I use the hot water to wash it finally. Okay. So you see, it's getting white, brighter and clear. Because what I noticed, the Japanese rice is not really good for jollof rice. You can't actually put you can't actually use it for jollof rice if you don't know the quantity of water to use and how to wash it properly. Then it's not gonna come out very good. So you need to be very careful in the washing time, and when you want to cook it, the quantity of water you use. These are very, very important, essential in cooking Japanese rice. So if it's white rice, is okay. So, but jollof rice is something you need to pay attention to more. Okay. So I'm gonna wash. I'm just cooking for 3 people. So the rice is not just, I use not so much, just 3 people, okay, that are eating this rice. Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna add the hot water. Okay. So I leave it for a while to bring out the remaining starch. Okay, so while we wait for this, let's go back to the pot and see what is happening. How it's going. You need to check it. So this is yummy. It's going well. Okay. So this is how the base stew will look like. So once you see the oil coming up this way, then you know it's almost time to add your rice, because I like it to cook for a while so that the tangy taste will come out, because sometimes it's all this they all have tangy taste, so you need to cook it, the tomatoes I mean, so you need to cook it for a while, like as I said earlier, I think it's up to 10-15 minutes. So you keep cooking, and once you see the oil on top of the base, then you know, like you can see it there. So you know the oil is, you know the stew is almost ready. Okay, but we can still leave it for a while. Let it keep steaming. Okay. So we cover this pot and check the okay, so let's do the rice. Let's wash the rice out from the water. Light it. I think it's too bright, but let's just manage it that way. Okay, right. So see the rice. Okay, after I added the water, the hot water, you see the rice is a bit, the rice is a bit, um, it's a bit, the water is a bit clear, or not clear. The starch came out more. Okay, so look, can you see? Yeah, see the starch, there's still more starch in the water. See, it's still kind of starchy. So we're gonna wash it again with the warm water. So you don't have to leave the hot water in the rice for too long, because when you do that, it makes the rice very soft and it will soak in water and it's difficult to cook. Even when you cook it, it's just so mushy. So better you don't soak it for too long. Okay, just a little bit, like 1 minute is okay. I'm trying to make sure there's no starch in this rice. No more starch. Okay, so wash it more. Wash it very well. Wash it very well. Okay, I think this should be the last wash. That should be okay now. Okay, so this is the last wash. Okay, right. So I think the stew, the tomato stew, is almost ready. So I'm gonna add the remaining onion. Remember, I used some part of the onion, so I'm going to use the rest of it now. Okay, I'm going to use the rest of it, and after that I'm going to take out the fish, because the fish could, the fish is so tender, so you need to take it out, because when you add the rice you need to stir very well. So I'll take out the fish before I add any other thing. Take out the fish. So this has been cooking for like 5 minutes, so the fish should be okay. So I will take it out, then add the rice. So after that, I think I need some more water. It's too dry, so add some more water, hot water. Okay, that's enough. Okay, because the rice doesn't need water, just a little bit is okay. So now I'm gonna turn in the rice. I'm gonna turn in the rice inside the. I show you how the consistency of the water looks like. So this is it. Sorry. Okay. So this is the consistency of the rice, of the base water, stew base. Sorry. This is the consistency. Okay. So you can decide depending on the quantity of rice, depending on the quantity of rice you want to use. Okay, so but I think this consistency is okay. So I'm gonna use this way. I'm gonna add the rice now. Okay, I'm gonna add the rice now. Okay, okay. Mix, mix, stir it. So mix it and make sure it marries each other. Okay, so you mix it very well, because when the stew base is on the bottom of the pot, it tends to get burnt. Okay, so you need to mix it very well properly. Mix it very well. And so this is the time you check for salt. So this is the time. But this is what it looks like. Okay, so we're gonna check for salt and see if we need more salt or Maggi or whatever. So okay, I think I need little salt, just a little, because just a little. Okay, it's salt. Okay, salt, just add a pinch of it, because when it gets done I think it's going to be okay. Then I'll add just one stock, so I'm gonna add one Maggi. This is the Maggi, just one. There are two inside, so I just took one. Add it. Okay. Stir it. Okay, I think this is it. So I'm gonna cover it. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna cover it for a while, then I'll use the foil to simmer. So I'm gonna cover it just for like 2 minutes, just 2 minutes, before I use the foil to cover it. So maybe I'm using the foil to cover the pot, so the steam, from the steam the rice can get done, because the water is not much. As I told you, you don't need much water for this rice because it's so mushy. Okay, so I use, like, the pot is very wide, so I'm going to cut like 3 of it to cover it, because it's not the circumference is very short, so I need to cut like 3 to be able to cover it. Cover it very nicely. The steam from the rice is going to, the vapor from the rice is going to steam the rice properly. Okay. Right, so at this point, to turn off the heat to the lowest. At this point, to turn off the heat to the lowest. That's the last. You don't need more heat now, okay? So you just turn it down, blacks to the lowest, okay? And make sure you turn it properly on the base, the pot base, so that the rice will not stick to the pot. Okay, you turn it very well, so no rice is sticked to the pot. Okay, so you can add just a little more water, just a little. Okay, that's it. Just a little for the steam. Okay. And steam it more. There's not much water left. Okay, so I think that should be okay. Let's use this water and steam the rice. Okay. Alright, so let's see how it looks like in there. So see, there's no water in it at all. Okay, so this is how it will be like, and you cover it with the foil. Okay, this is just how it is, because this Japanese rice is very easy to cook, so you don't need water. Okay, so the water from both the tomato base and just a little water, like 3 cups of water, depending on the quantity of rice. So but you must make sure there's no water before you cover it with the foil. Okay. Alright, so this is how it is, and we're gonna use the foil now to cover. I'm gonna use the foil to cover. Okay, make sure you cover it properly so that no steam escapes from the pot. Okay, to cover it, then we let it be for some time. Then after that, we're gonna add in the green peppers and the spring onion. The vegetable is the last. Once the food is done, we're gonna turn off the heat, then put in the vegetable. Okay. Right. So before then, let's clean up this place. Let's clean up. Because this is open, so you need to store it in the fridge, the refrigerator. Okay, don't keep it outside, if not it gets spoiled. Okay. Okay, so as we're waiting for this, I'm gonna try to steam the vegetable for a while, just to bring out some of excess water, because the spinach has a lot of water. So I'm going to steam it just for a while, a few seconds. Okay. I'm gonna use till the excess water is out. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna show you later, and it's almost done. Just keep stirring. Okay, so I show you how it looks like. So this is what it looks like. And you keep stirring. The water is drying up, so to not bring excess water to your jollof rice. Because I'm gonna use it inside. I'm gonna put it in the jollof rice, inside the jollof rice. So you have to make sure the water is dried up and squeeze out the water, excess water, just like this. Okay. Just like this. I think that should be okay. So don't overcook your vegetables. Okay, so turn off the heat. And here, just take it out from the from the pot, so I don't overcook. Okay, this is what it looks like. So as I said, jollof rice, everyone have their method of making jollof rice. Of course, nobody should come from me. I just would like to add vegetables in all my food. So even though I know I can make it separately, but I prefer using it inside my food because I'm giving it to my kid and she will not like to eat it separately. So when it's inside the rice, she has no choice because it's inside the rice. So but if I make it separately, she may refuse. So when you have kids, you need to improvise and find out the best way for them to have the complete nutrients. Okay, so this is the only way I think she will eat. If I said, okay, let's make it separately, she will not. She will eat all the rice and leave the vegetable. Okay, so that's why I like adding it inside the jollof rice, inside my food directly. Besides, this is just a one-pot meal, so you don't need to make everything separately. Just put them in one pot. It is yummy. Okay, so we squeeze out all the water, excess water. Some excess water. Just squeeze them out. Okay. Right. Let it get cool. the rice, how it's going. Let's check on the rice. Okay, let's check on the rice now. Okay. I'm gonna stir the rice. You can use the wooden spoon, it's okay. Just stir it so all the so you have to stir to the bottom, okay? So it doesn't get burnt at the bottom. So let's see how it's going. Let me show you how it is. You see, you stir down from the bottom so it will not get burnt. You see, nothing is there. Keep stirring. Make sure you stir properly. Okay. So this rice doesn't need much water. The steam is gonna help it to be okay. Right. So we're gonna add the green peppers. And of course the spring onion. You can just add some parts, so later on you can add more, okay? It's just to bring out more flavor. Rice. Jollof rice. It's looking nice. Is looking yummy already. Okay, so we're gonna leave it again to steam more. This is what it looks like. Cover it more, cover it back. For at least 10 minutes more, okay? So cover it for more 10 minutes, okay? So
Come here. Come here, come here, come. 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 I beat you. Come here. I beat you. Come. Come here. Come here. Come. Come, let's go. Come, let's go. Let's go. Come, let's go. What do you want to do there? Come, let's go. I beat you. I beat you. I beat you, eh? Come, let's go. Come here. Come and take. Come and take. Come. Come. Come here. Come. 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 Come here. Come here. Come here. Come. Come. Come on. That's your role, wasn't it? Come here. Hey, hey, hey.
Okay, this is the final result. So the jollof rice is ready. So fresh rice. Okay. See you on my next video.